You know what's weird? You can survive an entire day, talk to 10 different people, come home, brush your teeth, and then your brain suddenly decides, hey, remember that conversation from 6 hours ago? You should have said this. Or, why did you laugh like that? Did they think you were annoying? Wait, was that awkward? Meanwhile, the other person is probably trying to decide what to order for dinner. Yet, somehow, your brain has turned one completely normal conversation into a full Netflix documentary. And if you've ever replayed a conversation so many times that it somehow gets more embarrassing every replay, yeah, me too. But here's the strange part. Your brain isn't doing this because something is wrong with you. It's actually trying to protect you. Ironically, that's exactly why it keeps making you miserable. Your brain thinks every conversation is a test. Imagine you say one slightly awkward sentence at work. Nothing dramatic. Someone smiles, conversation moves on, everyone forgets. Except you. On the drive home, you replay it. During dinner, you replay it. At 2:14 in the morning, congratulations. Director's Commentary Edition starts playing. Why? Because your brain hates uncertainty. Not embarrassment. Uncertainty. It keeps asking one question. Did that interaction make people like me or reject me? Thousands of years ago, that question mattered. Being rejected by your group wasn't just awkward. It could actually be dangerous. So your brain evolved into a tiny detective, one that never clocks out. It investigates every word, every facial expression, every pause. The problem? Modern conversations aren't survival situations. Your brain just forgot to update the software. Next time you catch yourself replaying a conversation, don't ask, what did I do wrong? Ask, is there actual evidence something went wrong? Most of the time, the answer is surprisingly boring. No. The curse of filling in the blanks. Here's something your brain absolutely loves doing. Making things up. Someone replies with, okay. Suddenly your brain says, they're upset. They hate you. You've ruined the friendship. Reality? Maybe they were brushing their teeth. Maybe they were in traffic. Maybe they were just typing with one hand while holding groceries. Our brains are terrible at empty spaces, so we fill them, usually with the worst possible story. It's like watching half a movie and confidently deciding you know the ending. Spoiler, you don't. Neither do I. I've convinced myself someone secretly disliked me, only to find out they were just exhausted. Turns out, not everything is about us. Honestly, that's kind of comforting. Whenever your brain invents a scary explanation, force yourself to invent two neutral ones. Not positive, just possible. You'll be surprised how quickly your certainty starts fading.
Why embarrassing moments never leave? Ever notice your brain doesn't replay your best conversations? It doesn't randomly remind you, remember that really normal chat you had 3 months ago? No, it saves only the awkward ones, like they're collector's items. That's because emotional moments get stronger storage. Your brain thinks, if this felt painful, it must be important. So it files it under, never do that again. Unfortunately, your brain isn't very good at organizing. Instead of storing one awkward memory, it keeps reopening the folder every Tuesday for no reason. Sometimes while you're shampooing your hair, sometimes while buying bread, sometimes during absolutely perfect silence. Because apparently, peace is suspicious. Instead of trying to erase embarrassing memories, update them. Say, that version of me didn't know what I know now. That's growth, not failure.
The secret link between overthinking and kindness. Here's something people rarely notice. The people who replay conversations the most are often the people trying hardest to be considerate. They don't want to hurt anyone. They don't want to sound rude. They don't want people feeling uncomfortable. So after every interaction, their brain starts reviewing the footage. Could I have been nicer? Did I interrupt? Did I talk too much? Ironically, people who genuinely don't care rarely overthink any of this. That doesn't mean overthinking is kindness. It just means your kindness has started working overtime. And overtime eventually becomes exhaustion. Remember this sentence. I can care about people without being responsible for every feeling they have. That single thought removes an enormous amount of pressure.
The conversation they're not replaying. Let's do a tiny experiment. Think about the last conversation someone had with you. Can you remember every word they said? Probably not. Can you remember every awkward pause? Probably not. Exactly. Now ask yourself, why would everyone else remember yours? Most people aren't analyzing you. They're busy analyzing themselves. They're replaying their conversation, not yours. It's strangely funny. We're all convinced everyone is watching us, while everyone else is secretly worried we're watching them. It's like an entire planet full of people, all accidentally starring in their own imaginary documentaries. Maybe the goal isn't to stop replaying conversations forever. Your brain probably won't let you. The goal is to stop believing every replay deserves your attention. Some conversations are lessons. Most are just echoes. You don't have to solve every echo. Sometimes it's okay to let your thoughts finish talking without answering them back. And if nobody has told you this recently, you're allowed to be imperfect. You're allowed to say the wrong words sometimes. You're allowed to have awkward moments. Because being human isn't about delivering perfect conversations. It's about having real ones. If this video felt uncomfortably accurate,
Don't worry, you're definitely not the only one whose brain likes to turn one 5-minute conversation into a 3-hour investigation. And until the next one, be a little kinder to your mind. It's trying to protect you. It just gets a little carried away sometimes.